Math is fun. Math, 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 algebra.
Yeah.
Chapter 8. How do you factor a polynomial?
This is how you factor a polynomial.
Step 1. Find the GCF. How do you do that? Well, you just find the biggest number that can go into each term. And if there are variables included, then you put it the largest amount of that variable possible along with it. Then you put it alongside everything else and put in parentheses what is left.
Oh. Step 2. Find PST or DOS.
How do you do that?
Well, DOS's go with binomials and PSTs go with trinomials. For the DOS, put the square root of the first term plus the square root of the last term multiplied by the same thing but subtract. For PST, you do the square root of the first term plus or minus the square root of the last term depending on what the middle term is, multiplied by itself.
Oh. Step 3. Check for target number. How do you do that? Well, you multiply the coefficient of the first term and the last term. See if any two numbers multiply to make the number and add up to the coefficient of your middle term. If so, you just put the first term plus the first number x plus the second number that you found x plus the last term in the equation.
Oh! Step 4. Factor by grouping.
How do you do that?
Well, you just separate the quadromial into two binomials and find the GCF of the first one. Then, you just copy it over and see how many times it can go into the second binomial. Then you put that in front of the second binomial.
Oh, so how do you factor a polynomial?
This is how you factor a polynomial.
Step 1. Find the GCF. Step 2.
Check for POS or PST.
Step 3.
Check for target number.
Step 4.
Factor by grouping.
Word.
Algebra, 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 math, 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 math.
Math. Excuse me.
You sound like a whale.
I sound like a dying whale.
Step 2. Check the deal.
Doing?
Time plus or
Oh my God!
Stop kicking her, Emily. You're getting her distracted.
You're like, Emily, look at this. Squish. Squish.
Yeah.
Chapter 8. How do you factor a polynomial? 10 seconds. Go. 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 Oh.
Oh, it keeps changing colors with these sunglasses. Like every time I move around, it's like green, purple, yellow, green, purple. Wow!
Orange.
Rainbow.